the preconception about what people think ADT is. And then I show them all the new stuff, the app, the door lock, the panel, the phone, the everything. I'm like, oh, that's really neat. Yeah, and I'll show you how much it is. Let me in.
Let me in.
So,
Let me in.
I don't know if that helps you guys out, but like, I am pretty persistent because like people do give you like a lot of BS. Like when on Monday I was in an old rookie's hood and there was a thumbs down house and I went and knocked it and yeah, she told me off the rip not interested, and once I got into the house, mega fetch and lay down. It was crazy. And huge financing deal. So they really needed the cameras and they had an old Arlo camera that they didn't know how to install up there. So the installation was kind of their hot button. They loved it. So if you persist to get through the smoke screen, but if you're in the house and they're like, no, I wouldn't use it, and it's a lamb, then I'm gonna drop price and full send anyway.
You don't find it hard transitioning when you haven't told them what they're getting in?
No, because I'm building it out on their house. Because like say for example, like I pitch them on like 4 cameras and then they fail smart home pay. You know what I mean? So I don't want to tell them on the outside necessarily what they're getting, but I'll tell them what I did for their neighbors. So like, yeah, like with the way the neighbors qualified, we did this, and this. They really liked it and felt that it benefited their home with this, and they found, like found, and like, yeah, you know, boom. So.
But where's their thought process is, why does he need to come inside to tell me what the price is? Or...
Yeah, it's really hot. The bugs out here are a pain in the ass. I can just write it down. Do you mind if I get a bottle of water? Would that be okay with you, Caleb, if I just stepped out the heat and kind of melted out here? Okay, thanks.
I think a lot of that's mindset too. If your mindset that you're going to transition in, you're going to transition in. If your mindset that it's going to be weird, it's going to be weird.
I had a good day when I had to piss all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good day when I don't know why, but my bladder one day was just real bad, and I got into like 4 homes and sold 4, and I was just like, because I had to pee, and like every house I was like, hey man, like I really need to get in the house and piss.
Yeah, Brady even said, he's like, yeah, I get in within 3-4 minutes.
Yep.
He's not like I try, like that's just what he does. Like that's his process. So he doesn't make it weird, and then yeah, he used the motion or glass break. Hey, it just depends on the layout. It's easy for me to tell you. I can step in and show you.
I'll usually like just do the, I'll show you how it works. Do you mind if I step in? It's kind of hot out here. Just they let me in, like, you know, usually, oh, I'm sorry I didn't invite you in. Or do you need a bottle of water? And they like invite me in. Yeah.
So when do you find a hot button? Do you not?
I assume the hot button.
Or you just assume it?
And then I'll dig it out once I'm in the house. So like I'm gonna pitch everything and shotgun everything because I can finance everything. And then I'm gonna really hone in on the hot button once I'm in the house. Because how many of you guys have pitched cameras on the doorstep? You're like, oh, that's definitely the hot button. And then you get in the house, it's the key fob, it's the door lock, it's the thermostat, it's the whatever. And it's like, so like if you kind of are looking for the hot button on the doorstep, unless like they've really been thinking about it, it's going to be hard to find the hot button on the doorstep because they just don't trust you enough to tell you about it. But if you can just assume the hot button, hey, this is what all the neighbors are doing, this is what we do for the model homes, I'll show you how it works. And then you go in, and then when you're closing, hey, I'll build you out a gold package, all the bells and whistles, and then before you drop in price, well, what do you like the most about this? Oh, the fire protection. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I only did 1 on there. Yeah. Because of the way you guys qualified, it'll just add a couple bucks on. We'll do 1 for the kids' bedroom, near the kitchen, and 1 for the washer dryer. Oh, that'd be great. Okay, yeah, fantastic, easy peasy. 4 bucks on. And it's like, okay, I just made 4 eighths is, what is that? 20, yeah, no, wait, 16, yeah, 22. Yeah, extra money, 30 bucks, whatever. I made extra money, I made monies by helping them, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, just assume the hot button, that's way more confident. Like, you're like, well, I did this all last summer and it worked okay. Like, do you want the doorbell camera or the outdoor camera? And it works good, but I usually just like assume they're gonna get all of it, you know? Because otherwise they'll be like, well, we haven't really thought about either. But when I sit down with them, like, yeah, you're gonna get the doorbell camera and the outdoor camera. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm down for that. You know, it's just like, think about it like a cell package or an internet package or whatever. Like, when you sit down with the Verizon guy, he's like, yeah, with your package, you get the unlimited calls, you get the unlimited hotspot, you get the unlimited Wi-Fi, and your phone payments are gonna be $8 for the next 36 months, but you get the phone today and we'll include the screen protector. It's just 150 bucks sales tax. Sound good? Okay, cool. Rather than like, well, do you want the 3 gig, the 5 gig package, the unlimited package? Do you want the 10 gig? Do you want international calls? Do you want dual SIM? Like, what do you want? So he's just gonna give you what you think you need. You know what I mean?
They ask you, what do you do in your home? You're like, oh, I play video games, and then they go, okay, cool, we're gonna do this one.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you're asking questions, right? Like the whole reason you're asking questions to the customer is so you can build them out a package. Like if they're old, okay, we're gonna do the Google Home Max, we're gonna do the doorbell camera, the outdoor camera, we're gonna do this, that, and like, you know, hey, do you guys have your grandkids over to play video games here? Yes, they do. Okay, they have good Wi-Fi. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how I like to build the package out for them, is like, I ask the questions so that I can give them what they actually need. Because they're stupid. If they had already knew what they wanted, they would have already gone and got it. But they don't know what they want. And we talk about in higher level sales as being the co-buyer. So you are the co-buyer with the customer. And if you kind of think as yourself as the service provider and the co-buyer with the customer, it will help you buy well with the customer, because you don't just want to give them a bunch of crap they don't need. If you're buying with the customer, you're helping build something out that they need. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about that? I think, yeah, go right.
So is that your way of building value, since you're not really going over a lot of equipment? Because you said, she felt that having a smoke detector, protection from fire alarm, like, is that your quick way of building value?
Yeah, absolutely. That builds a ton of value, because I can really slap someone in the face when I'm talking about the neighbor. And I can drop crime a lot when I'm talking about the neighbor. So like, if I'm pitching good, I have like got information about the neighbor. So you're like, Cam found that, you know, this, or he liked this, and he had the same concern as you. And then I basically will just say, but he wasn't a bitch. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying when I use Cam as a reference point. Like, yeah, Cam found that he was a little nervous to get started with everything, but once he got it all into the home, he slept easy that night, and it was really great because of the apartments going up and because of his experience with someone looking into his daughter's bedroom window. And then they're like, oh, well, that makes sense. He basically just fuck it up, you know. What were you saying, Carl? You use neighbors?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of us sometimes would fall into like, if someone's like, oh, I probably wouldn't use that. You're like, oh, well, we have all these other options, and then you're trying to like.
You're just an information provider. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think it's important, like, if they're not giving you something, you just create the problem for them, and then just give them the solution. Like, just give them their own hot button, create one for them.
Yeah, like.
Especially if you have a lot of info in the neighborhood, like crime dogs. Well, this is what we did for all the neighbors. Let me show you.
This is what we've been finding works well for the houses out here for this neighborhood. Like,
Exactly.
You guys aren't information providers. You're not even necessarily salesmen. You need to be closers. That is what you'll get paid on. And so if you can be a co-buyer with the person and help guide them through the process and close them on the package that you have built them, then they will buy it. But you're not a dispenser. You're not an information provider. Like, the technician will do that when he gets there. Like, well, how does that work? I'm like, hey, I'm just a pretty face. I don't overpromise, under-deliver. You'll be able to see it from your phone, and your neighbors really like. And then I'm bringing it back to emotion every time. Like, well, you know, and if it's an owl, okay, yeah, the cameras operate 1080p, this, that, the other, 24/7, encrypted, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, normally I'm just skimping over that because it confuses people, you know. Yeah, Keith.
Just from experience, like, do you have any like certain types of homes that you feel like is a waste of your time, like knocking it? Because like
That's
earlier
a really
in the
good question.
like Brady mentioned that he don't really knock Simply Safe homes. He stay away from them really.
That's
super
funny.
elderly
That's
neighborhoods.
So,
Decked out
I don't know.
wise.
we're telling, okay.
I mean,
Hey, when you guys first started,
Yeah, I don't
we're at the end of the summer now. So we're just gonna tell you guys kind of like the way I do it, okay? At the start of the summer, we told you guys knock every single
get
door.
every door.
That's really good. You needed to do that at the start because you guys, when you first started, were a bunch of bitches and you were gonna make a bunch of excuses. If you give an inch, a rookie will take a mile. So you have to tell them, do everything. But yes, I'm gonna look at a house. It has Vivint Smart Home, brand new doorbell camera, brand new outdoor camera. Bruh, like what am I gonna do then? Like, okay, maybe they did a 3-day NOC with Vivint and they're canceling, but they left the equipment. maybe 1 out of 100 homes is like that. If you want to spend your time doing that, do it. If you want to use them as like a foot into the neighborhood, and be like, hey, yeah, look, I was just working with the neighbors. Do you mind like helping me out, point me in the right direction, or get a water from them, or use it as a win, or ask them why they got security? That's fine. But Simply Safe Homes, I normally avoid. I've swapped a couple of them over. I think out of almost 350 accounts, I think I've swapped over 3 or 4. So, like I've done it before, it's a pain in the ass.
Another thing I would say is focus on the houses that are good looks first, and then go knock the neighbors after you sell one. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go try and knock 50 Blink cameras and Simply Safes right when I get out there, because I don't have a good look at that person yet.
Exactly.
But if I sell their neighbor, I've had it happen, like, if you have free text out there, and you say we sold over this person, this person, this person, if they had the Blink cameras yesterday, they had a bunch of Blink cameras, but I set up both their neighbors. Like, oh, they're getting in, I was like, yeah, until they got it, right? Just because their neighbors were getting it,
Yeah.
and I had a lot more value there. Another thing too, I would say, like, a lot of the times these questions, like these role plays that we have, we're like romanticizing like they're gonna go a certain way. Sometimes they don't go that way at all.
Nope.
Like yesterday I was trying to get like tie downs to the alarm. Oh no, we wouldn't use it, we wouldn't use it, we wouldn't use it. They wanted the garage module, that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, hey, you want the garage module? All this comes with it. You just split the package, there's no point in not doing it. I showed them the price and then I took off the door sensors and showed them the same price at 60, 69 with or without it. So just get all the stuff, you get the homeowner's discount, and then that way, and they got it, right? All they wanted was the garage module, right? They didn't say, like, I tried my tie downs, I tried building emotion, didn't buy any of it, but I still sent the clothes and then they got it, right? So even if it's not going the way you want to go, just keep moving your process.
I guarantee you that because Mike did his process, those tie downs on the surface probably didn't have much of an effect, but just the way that Mike sells, that would be bouncing around in their head. And there was probably something that tipped them over the edge, and you couldn't not say that because he did his process, it didn't help, you know? And so that's why, like when I'm writing stuff down on paper, I know that I have like a 80% close ratio if we're getting down to doing paper. So for me, I know I have to get to doing paper. If I can get to doing paper, then I'm making paper. So like I have to, whatever I need to do to get into that house and do paper, that's what I'm doing. Like if they want me to answer questions, okay, I'm gonna answer questions. If they want me to get out of the heat in 2 minutes, great. But I'm not gonna skip over my process because I have to sit down there and do that. That's what works for me, you know?
I thought it was interesting. Brady said his process from door to end of the cell is anywhere between 12 minutes and 20 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, what is he omitting, or like how does that process look like? And it's crazy. What do you guys think? You know, because I'm in there for at least
I think
an hour.
Brady's magic is just how calm he is and how professional he is. Like there's no ambiguity. They know what they're getting. I feel like, especially with us, we can over-explain sometimes.
Yep.
And that's why we're in there for 45 minutes, because we're trying to cover every single base before we drop price. But I feel like I can almost shoot you in the foot sometimes because you're just talking for too long and they just want to get you out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that's where Brady's magic is. It's just like he listens to them, he's super calm, and that's why it goes really fast because he's like, this is what you're doing, this is what you're getting, this is the price. And like, you know what, $1,600? Okay.
Yeah, he's got to be super disarming, because my biggest thing is even if I get inside the house, I still feel like I need to either build value or disarm them
No, same.
before I
They're
drop price,
waiting
you
for me
know?
to drop the price, and I'm like showing the whole thing, and then we're sitting down, and then I'm just about to show it, and then I do the can we pay questions, and it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it does help me be more confident because I'm explaining it, but
You're tying them down, yeah.
I can definitely feel like they're like, okay, this guy's just trying to grind me down. I'm not going to do it because he's annoying me almost.
Yeah.
He's strictly business.
Yeah.
Like Brady doesn't know these people's life stories and they don't know his. Like he gets in, he does the business, he's like, hey, this is what we're here to do, and you're either gonna do it or we're not. But I will give it to 4 or 5 people today. And if you're not gonna be one of them, that's fine. But
And that's the energy that he's emitting. Like, just like, I don't know if I use this example to you, but like, just like the guy who's handing out like bars of gold, like if you see what you have is valuable, if someone doesn't reach out and take your bar of gold, it doesn't faze you. It's almost better for you that you're not a bad customer. It's like, well, what I have is valuable. And so, like, when we're like, oh, this person said this or this person said that, it's like, okay, that's their loss. Like, no problems. I'm just gonna go toss it to the neighbors, like next door. And so I think Brady's pretty good at sifting, probably through the first couple of minutes, and then kind of just getting in there. If I'm having a good deal, yeah, 30 minutes, like in and out. Even with the finance, 30 minutes.
The thing to remember too, Brady sells 400 like that. Taylor McCarthy sells 400 with the can we pay questions.
Yeah.
Josh Sutherland sells whatever, 400, 500, like big, super quick talking and like super urgent. I've talked to this guy Connor Rockwood. He's like super energetic. There's a million ways to do it, right? And we try because I've heard all this stuff with Brady like from years past. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that. I'm gonna try that, and it did not work for me at all.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, which camera do you want? Neither. We wouldn't use them. And I was like, all day, I'm like, shit, like this isn't working at all.
Yeah.
God. Now that was pissing me off, right? But I think we do need to do our process. But a lot of the times, yeah, Brady, he's so confident. And a lot of the times, he's uncovering the objections because he's done so many in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He stays in the neighborhood for 5 days and sells 20, dude. The neighbors know who the hell he is when he shows up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, they're ready to say yes or no because they already know what the deal is.
Sure.
They already saw their neighbor got it. They already saw it on the Facebook page. And so that is like camping hoods. He doesn't have to go on a Segway. He goes to the same hood. That's probably what you're seeing there is he's getting laydowns or easy sales because they have no objections because they already know what the deal is. They already feel comfortable with it. They saw their neighbor get it. They saw it on the Facebook page.
Happened with me last
That's
week.
what I think at least.
That's what happened with me last week. Part of the catch was they had to post me up on the Nextdoor app because they started talking shit on me on the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
So I counteracted it by all the sales I signed up and put positive photos of me on the self-door app. And then I ended up getting a couple extras because of that.
So, yeah, I think like, just to kind of round out, like, don't, and this is why I don't think, you know, and this is, I'm not trying to fish for something, I don't think that necessarily the people with the best charisma are the best trainers. I think you need to have a wide pool.
Yes, you are.
No. Because you might not have the same charisma as people with, like, you know what I mean? But if you have a wide pool of people that you learn from and train from, then you can get your own process and the process that is going to work for you. And so like Mike has a way of doing it, I have a way of doing it, we all kind of learn from each other. But if we have other guys that we're training with, trainings we're listening to Brady, listening to Jackson, Jackson's different to Nate Slayer, Slayer's different to Seb, and Seb's different to Mike. And so like all of you guys are going to have to work out your process. I personally like believe that if you can get in the house, you're going to have a higher chance of selling. So all of my process on the doorstep is just to get in the house. That's really all I care about doing. And once I'm in the house, then I'm working on closing.
That is a common thread between Brad sells nothing like Brady, right? Who sells nothing like Josh Sutherland, who sells nothing like Taylor McCarthy, who sells nothing like, you know, all of them are getting in the house though.
Yes.
All of them.
And so like that about, I think all of our processes is like, we prioritize getting into the home. And if you guys can set that as your goal, just like we were talking about the other day, Ronnie, don't focus on the match, like, or the game, focus on the plays. And if you can like, focus on the plays and the dribbles, just like with life, you know, the big decisions, it's all made up of little decisions. But if you can just focus on your sales funnel, and like, I know that every 3 houses I get into, I sell 1. So my goal today is to get into 3 homes. So if there's someone that comes out that's angry at me, okay, am I gonna get in their home? No, okay. Then that's not part of my process. Goodbye. Next person. So like, if you just focus on that, the sales will come. And for me, I know I need to, if I want to have a good day, I need to get into like 4 homes. And if I can get into 4 homes, I'm going to have a good day. The days that I don't get in the home is the day that I don't sell. So.
Yeah, I really like what Mike said a couple of days ago. All my sales this week have been just knocking at the door and thinking, I can see in my head, I'm already thinking, no, I need to sell this, you know, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, let me just see if I can get a good pitch or make them laugh, make them smile. And literally, those are the ones that I've sold this week. Just thinking,
who's going to pray for?
Kyle's got the prayer.
You got the prayer?
Chill out, Mike.
You want me to pray?
Yeah.
I prayed yesterday. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for Nate preparing the training for us. Thank you that we have guys that are willing to help us learn, that we can get better from. Thank you for the good weather that we've been having. And we can just pray that we all remain in a positive mindset and remember what we're thankful for. And yeah, just pray for sustained energy all day. Give us the words to say and give us the right people to talk to. Amen.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Give us the right socks to propose it.